Sie hatten keine Befugnis. Keine. Mexico City. Was haben Sie da gemacht?
Ich habe längst überfälligen Urlaub genommen.
Was ist los, James? Man sagt, Sie sind erledigt.
Was glauben Sie?
Ich glaube, Sie fangen gerade erst an.
Atemberaubend, nicht wahr? Von 0 auf 100 in 3,2 Sekunden. Hat ein paar nette Tricks auf Lager.
Tun Sie noch eins für mich.
An was genau denken Sie?
Lassen Sie mich verschwinden. Sagen Sie mir, wo er ist.
Er ist überall.
Wenn Sie dorthin gehen, betreten Sie einen Ort, an dem es keine Gnade gibt.
Sie beschützen jemanden.
Lassen Sie mich in Frieden! Warum sollte ich Ihnen vertrauen?
Im Moment bin ich Ihre beste Chance, am Leben zu bleiben. Diese Organisation, wissen Sie, wie sie heißt?
Ihr Name ist SPECTRE.
Und einer verbindet sie alle.
Ich.
Willkommen, James. Unsere Wege haben sich so oft gekreuzt, aber du hast mich nie gesehen. Was hat denn so lange gedauert?
Wollen Sie das wirklich? Im Schatten leben? Jagen, gejagt werden? Immer allein?
Ich lasse mir keine Zeit zum Nachdenken.
Das war ich, James. Der Urheber all deiner Schmerzen.
Das hat die Spurensicherung endlich freigegeben.
Was ist das?
Persönliche Sachen, die in Skyfall gefunden wurden. Sie haben ein Geheimnis. Etwas, das Sie niemandem sagen können. Weil Sie niemandem trauen.
Ich wusste immer, der Tod hat ein vertrautes Gesicht. Aber nicht das Ihre.
Ich war neulich in einem Meeting, wo Ihr Name erwähnt wurde.
Wie schmeichelhaft, dass man in London noch von mir spricht.
Das war nicht der MI6.
Sie sind nur ein Spielzeug in einem Hurrikan, Mr. Bond.
Willkommen, James. Es ist lange her. Endlich. Wir begegnen uns wieder.
Sie hatten keine Befugnis. Keine. Mexico City. Was haben Sie da gemacht?
Ich habe längst überfälligen Urlaub genommen.
Was ist los, James? Man sagt, Sie sind erledigt.
Was glauben Sie?
Ich glaube, Sie fangen gerade erst an.
Atemberaubend, nicht wahr? Von 0 auf 100 in 3,2 Sekunden. Hat ein paar nette Tricks auf Lager.
Tun Sie noch eins für mich.
An was genau denken Sie?
Lassen Sie mich verschwinden. Sagen Sie mir, wo er ist.
Er ist überall.
Wenn Sie dorthin gehen, betreten Sie einen Ort, an dem es keine Gnade gibt.
Sie beschützen jemanden.
Lassen Sie mich in Frieden! Warum sollte ich Ihnen vertrauen?
Im Moment bin ich Ihre beste Chance, am Leben zu bleiben. Diese Organisation, wissen Sie, wie sie heißt?
Ihr Name ist SPECTRE.
Und einer verbindet sie alle.
Ich.
Willkommen, James. Unsere Wege haben sich so oft gekreuzt, aber du hast mich nie gesehen. Was hat denn so lange gedauert?
Wollen Sie das wirklich? Im Schatten leben. Jagen, gejagt werden. Immer allein?
Ich lasse mir keine Zeit zum Nachdenken.
Das war ich, James. Der Urheber all deiner Schmerzen.
Diese Organisation, wissen Sie, wie sie heißt?
Ihr Name ist SPECTRE.
Sieh dich um, James. Alles, woran du geglaubt hast, ein Trümmerhaufen. Warum bist du hier?
Ich bin hier, um dich zu töten.
Und ich dachte, du wärst hier, um zu sterben.
Tja, alles eine Frage der Perspektive.
We are in Austria, in the mountains, in a beautiful place called Solden.
It's very surreal. It looks like a painting, especially from a guy like me. I'm from the inner city. I grew up in the inner city. It's my first time ever on a mountain.
I'm quite nervous at the moment, but I'm really excited and looking forward to starting the film.
Action! Above all, we have to deliver an amazing sequence, and this is going to be one of the major action sequences of the movie, a jewel in the crown, so to speak, and it's going to be spectacular, and Austria seemed to offer everything that we needed to pull it off.
It was a long journey for me through many countries to try and find this, and we found a very unique, modern facility that we were looking for. So here we are now, first day of shooting, and it's just absolutely amazing.
There's all the difficulties of filming somewhere that's so cut off, coupled with the weather possibilities, the altitude, all those things. It's a real challenge to be up here, but the payoff is stunning scenery and an incredible location.
The thing that Sam and I talked about was how we're going to top Skyfall, so it's going to be Spectre. And so far, it's a good start. I think we're going to continue the history of the Bond films and making things that are exciting for the audiences to look at. And what could be more exciting than to be on top of the world?
The reasons I'm doing the second Bond movie are the reasons I would do any movie really, which is all to do with the story. And in this movie, Spectre, what you have is a movie entirely driven by Bond. He is on a mission from the very beginning. He is on the hunt, on the trail of somebody. You don't know why, you don't know what he's doing there. And that sense that something is up is also tied to the second part of a crucial story of Bond's childhood. So once that was clear, that those huge things were on the table, I felt like I had to do it. And action. And then on top of that, I felt like I'd initiated Rafe as M, Naomi as Moneypenny, and Ben Whishaw as Q, and I wanted to tell the next stage of their stories and develop them as characters much, much more. And in this movie, in a way, they help him, and they all, in different ways, risk their careers and risk their livelihoods. And I think what's interesting about what's happened post-Skyfall is Bond is the one who has more experience than they do. And I think he's got a greater wisdom, and that's very much what the movie's about. It's about whether or not to pursue the life he's always pursued, whether he matters, and is he going to continue or not. And you're going to have to come to see the movie to find out whether he does.
We've taken delivery now of 8 Aston Martins. These are bespoke, these have been specially built for this film.
We've got our hero Aston Martins, which are just pristine to show their beauty. And then we've got stunt Aston Martins, which are fully roll caged up. So stunt drivers have been putting them through their paces.
I love the idea of this fantastic car being in a sort of one-on-one battle with another incredible car from Jaguar, which is similarly extraordinary, actually. So it's a cat and mouse game through the nighttime streets of Rome at great speed between two of the fastest cars in the world, neither of which you'll have ever seen before.
Tonight we have completely shut down the streets of Rome, and we are doing a scene where the hero of the film, Mr. Hinks, is chasing his evil nemesis, James Bond.
We have the Aston, which is obviously classic design, smooth, fast car. And then we have Hinks, who's a beast of a character in the beast of a car, which is the Jaguar CX-75.
It's amazing. It's one of those scenes that's going to be very iconic, I think. Just with the two cars racing through the streets of Rome. I mean, how often do you see that? It's one of those things you only see in a James Bond film.
I wanted the audience to be dropped right into the middle of a very, very specific, very heady, rich environment. It's the Day of the Dead. Everywhere you look, there's colour and detail and life. And we've built floats and maquettes, and the costumes are extraordinary, and the craftsmanship is amazing.
We went to Mexico and found amazing people there. It is their culture, so they had to teach me. I told them, please do it your way. And they worked for 6 months, but the results are breathtaking.
Each jacket was created per person, the dresses. We really tried to make them all different and always bringing like the death into these costumes.
We have 1,500 extras, which is quite unique now to do that in costume. With CGI these days, you do no more than 5 or 6. So the trick is to do that fast, and there's a minimum amount of time to get anybody ready. We did it this morning in 75 minutes for 1,500. That's 20 a minute. I mean, that's some going.
I think the sheer number is quite daunting. It's a hell of a lot to get out. But the creative freedom in this has been amazing. Fantastic, because who wouldn't want to do Day of the Dead? So to have it captured in a Bond film in an iconic opening scene is fantastic.
Everyone has been really helpful. The whole community has been amazing, and very honored to have the opening of James Bond film in Mexico, so we're really excited to see the results.
I couldn't be happier. It's the most incredible setup here. And the quality of work is amazing. It's going to be the most visually exciting opening to a Bond, I think, ever.
She's a doctor. She's intelligent and very sensitive and human character.
She's an Italian widow with secrets. Her mafioso husband is killed, and she risks the same thing happening to her.
The inspector, the two women who he hooks up with, both have great mystery. They both have depths, and for that you need fantastic actresses. Action! And I just thought, well, Monica Bellucci, you know, makes sense in the story, makes sense with the ages of the characters we're dealing with, and she's a, you know, incredibly seductive presence in life and in the movie, and I'm thrilled she's in it.
James Bond is a part of cinema history, and I respect so much all the James Bond girls because I think they are incredible actresses. And now we have Léa Seydoux. She's very beautiful and very talented, and she's a great James Bond girl.
Madeleine, who's the character that Léa Seydoux's playing, needed to be soulful, feisty, and complicated. And I think it's a pivotal relationship. So it probably couldn't have been a total newcomer, needed someone with a certain amount of life experience, maturity. And she's the sort of whole package, really.
I feel very lucky. I think I'm just working with amazing actors, amazing director, and it's been a great adventure.
The philosophy of the Bond franchise, and mine particularly as a filmmaker, is to do things for real. So you have to roll up your sleeves and work it out.
Coming into this film, Sam was really up the ante. We're going to be spread all over the place. You know, we're going to Austria, which is a massive special effects stunt sequence.
It's something that hasn't been done before, where we have 3 cars and planes. I think it's going to be a great scene, and the audience is going to love it.
We are doing all sorts of things in Mexico, big explosions, buildings collapsing.
It's a very complicated sequence. We have a lot of special effects and a lot of stunts. So when Daniel's on the rooftop, he's actually on a rooftop in Mexico City. When we have helicopters flying over the square and down the streets, it's a real helicopter actually doing the stunts.
And then there was Morocco, which was a huge sequence for us. I think it's certainly the biggest explosion I've ever done. And it's going to be a real roller coaster ride.
The tradition for Bond is always real stunts, real action, real explosions. There's nothing made in a computer, and that remains the case here. And so the ultimate goal is the kind of excitement, visceral excitement, you can only get from live stunts.
All we kept thinking about for the whole process was what you said to me in our first meeting, which was we just want to write the greatest love song.
I've been here before.
It's really important that you have a song that matches the feeling and the tone of the film. And Sam Smith, we couldn't have picked anybody better.
I remember sending an email to my agents in America, probably the cockiest email in the world, and I just said, is there any way that I could do the Bond theme? The next thing I know, I was asked to go to Pinewood Studios and meet with Barbara and Sam.
Unprepared for this.
He really took it very seriously. He got really into reading the script and talking to Sam, having many meetings with him. I think it will go down as being one of the greatest Bond songs in history.
What's amazing about a Bond song as good as yours is that it can actually help storytelling as well. And what's lovely about when you get a song early that you love, it starts talking back to the movie as well.
For me, the most timeless thing you can do outside of making your own records, in terms of film or anything, is Bond. It's the most timeless, classiest thing to me there is to do. So to be in a shortlist of something like that is unreal, but to do it, it just hasn't sunk in.
'Cause the writing's on the wall.
This is definitely going to be a big Bond moment.
We are hoping we're going to reach the Guinness Book of World Records as the biggest explosion ever in cinematic history.
We've got 8,140 litres of kerosene.
24 charges, each of which a kilogram of high explosive.
Each explosion has a tiny microcomputer inside it, so it's really safe and really reliable.
4 hours out now from doing the explosion.
The adrenaline's starting to flow. We're getting to that point where the button is going to get pushed.
3, 2, 1, action!
And cut!
shot. Come up the stairs, line of dialogue, largest explosion in the history of movies. Exit frame, cut.
Guten Abend, meine Damen und Herren, herzlich willkommen zur Deutschlandspremiere dieses sagenhaften 24. James Bond Films SPECTRE.
It's always special for me to come to Berlin. It's one of my favorite cities.
Especially, you know, when you turn up in a city like Berlin and have the incredible turnout that we have. You know, people are so enthusiastic. I think it's a bigger turnout than London even.
We're very proud of this movie. We make the movies for the audiences, and so we like to travel the world and present it and hope that the audiences love watching it as much as we've enjoyed making it.
We had a huge success with Skyfall, and so we had a tricky problem because we had to try and match that. But I think Sam has done an incredible job, and I think he's done us all proud.
Der Film ist, wenn ich das klug und ausführlich sagen soll, ein Knüller.
2 years ago, when I was at the Berlin Film Festival on the jury with Christoph Waltz, that I started dreaming about the possibility of him playing this role. And here, you know, the dream has come true.
With Christoph and with all of the cast, they're leads in their own, all in their own way, and it's just a pleasure for me to work with them.
I could just have a lot more fun this time and just enjoy it, and that's what I did.
To see here so many people in Berlin coming out to support us, it's wonderful.
Please welcome the real boss of James Bond, Barbara Broccoli. The amazing and talented Naomi Harris. Please welcome with us the fantastic Christoph Waltz. Mr. Daniel Craig.
First of all, this was the best welcome we've ever had in this town, so thank you very much. It was just overwhelming. Thank you.
Also den Film weiterempfehlen muss man, glaube ich, gar nicht, weil es ist ein Bond, den muss man sowieso gesehen haben.
Coole Stunts, cooler Daniel Craig, tolle Frauen. Was will man mehr? Also es ist einfach ein Spektakel.
Das ist nicht nur ein großartiger Bond-Film, sondern auch einfach ein wahnsinnig spannender Thriller ist. Und auch ein fantastisch gemachter Film.
Tja, alles eine Frage der Perspektive.
Confirmation there, if confirmation were needed, that James Bond, without doubt, is the world's best secret agent. As you can see here at Pinewood, the world's press have gathered because we are minutes away from some big news about Bond 24 that is going to excite every Bond fan across the globe. The Bond films are based on the books of Ian Fleming, who first introduced the world to Special Agent 007 in Casino Royale back in 1952. James Bond was born. In 2012, the 50th anniversary year of Bond, Skyfall was the 23rd James Bond film to grace our screens and became a worldwide box office phenomenon. It opened at #1 all over the world, taking over $1.1 billion worldwide and setting an all-time box office record in the UK by becoming the first film to take in over £100 million. It also became the most successful film ever released by Sony Pictures Entertainment. Yes, Skyfall was absolutely brilliant, and just in case you've forgotten how much fun that Bond movie was, let's take a look at Daniel Craig in action in Skyfall.
Where are they now?
They appear to be on the rooftops of the Grand Bazaar.
So here we are at the legendary 007 stage at Pinewood Studios just outside of London in the UK. And if you've just joined us, where have you been? We are now just minutes away from a huge announcement that is going to confirm the title of Bond 24 and also let us know who the new cast members in that film are going to be. But let's not forget some of the past legendary actors who have taken on the role of Bond, including Sean Connery, who was the first actor to play James Bond in the Bond film franchise. George Lazenby, who starred in On Her Majesty's Secret Service back in 1969. Roger Moore, who incidentally started his acting career at RADA, where one of his classmates was Lois Maxwell, who went on to become Miss Moneypenny. Timothy Dalton then took the lead in The Living Daylights and License to Kill before Pierce Brosnan played 007 through the 90s. Okay, as you can see, the wait is over. In just a moment, director Sam Mendes is going to be taken to that stage to announce the title, cast members and car from Bond 24.
.007. Bond.
James.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
Morning, everyone. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pinewood Studios in London. We are on, not inappropriately, the 007 stage, one of the largest stages in Europe, otherwise known as the stage where budgets go to die. And I'm here to announce some details about the forthcoming Bond movie. I stand here on behalf of the whole Bond family, Barbara Broccoli, next to me, Michael Wilson, Eon Productions, MGM Studios, and Sony Studios. I'm going to reveal a few interesting tidbits about the movie that will be released in just under a year, along with, most importantly, its cast. But first and foremost, I would like to reveal the title of the movie. And the screen behind me, I believe, will do it in a far more dramatic way than I would be able to. So, without further ado...
I'm glad you're...
So there you have it. The title of the 24th Bond movie is Spectre. Those of you who have some knowledge of the Bond franchise and the legend of Bond will probably have some idea what that refers to, but I couldn't possibly comment. Okay, so details of the movie. Where we are going to be shooting, we start shooting on Monday morning. We're in the middle of rehearsals at the moment. We've broken rehearsals to be here with you. And we will be rehearsing, we will be shooting in some fantastic places. Here at Pinewood Studios, a magnificent facility, if you've never been here before. In London, in Rome, in Mexico City, in Tangier and Erfoud in Morocco, and taking Bond back to the Alps, to the snow again, in Solden in Austria. All of them amazing places, and I'm very excited to be going to all of those locations over the next 7 months, which is how long we will be shooting. I was very lucky on the last movie to have an incredible team supporting me, and most of those people are back again. Production designer Dennis Gassner, costume designer Gianni Tamim, head of special effects Chris Corbold, head of stunts Gary Powell, head of visual effects Steve Begg, composer Thomas Newman, and most importantly, the same writing team, exactly the same writing team as wrote Skyfall, John Logan and Rob Wade and Neil Purvis. We're very, very lucky to have them back again. And two crucial new figures, editor Lee Smith, who I'm really excited to be working with, and a wonderful cinematographer, Hoyt van Hoytema, who some of you will be familiar with from Let the Right One In, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, Spike Jonze's Her, and most recently Christopher Nolan's Interstellar. All of those people and many, many more stand behind me, and I speak on behalf of all of them when I say we're very excited to be on the verge of shooting this new movie. So, on to the most important thing, which is our cast. The first cast member I will introduce to you is a non-human cast member. Over to my right here, I am really excited and thrilled to be able to say we have continued the 50-year relationship with Aston Martin, which began right at the very beginning of this franchise. And together we have worked on designing a new car. And so I can reveal, as long as it doesn't snag on something, the new Aston Martin DB10. Here it is. Oh, it nearly. That's Aston Martin up there, applauded by the way. A thing of beauty, and you will see what it can do when you come and see the movie. And now on to the human members of the cast. Returning, one of the great luxuries, one of the great benefits of coming back to a movie like this is that you've already established some extraordinary actors in the role to begin with, and playing the home team, as it were, the MI6 Whitehall Brigade, returning again as Tanner, Mr. Rory Kinnear. And as a cue for a new generation, Mr. Ben Whishaw. And established in the last movie as Miss Moneypenny, the fabulous Naomi Harris. And right at the end of the last movie, he took over from Judi Dench as the new M, the extraordinary Ralph Fiennes. And a new addition to the Whitehall family, playing Denby, Mr. Andrew Scott. In front of me.
I'm going to go this way.
Okay, on to the non-English, non-British rather, members of the cast. Fresh off a triumph, wonderful performance in Guardians of the Galaxy, playing Mr. Hinks, Mr. David Bautista. And now two actresses that I feel very, very privileged to have persuaded to join this cast are Bond ladies, the first of whom an extraordinary actress playing Lucia Sciarra, Ms. Monica Bellucci. And playing Madeleine Swan, Léa Seydoux. If our visiting cast, the final and most important member, I think, an extraordinary actor. I could not be happier than to be having him in this cast and joining us on this journey, Mr. Christoph Waltz. And last, but by no means least, my friend and collaborator around whom we build this movie, as we should build all Bond movies, playing Ian Fleming's 007, Mr. Daniel Craig. So that concludes the event, and we are very, very excited. I think I speak on behalf of all of us to say we cannot wait to bring this movie to you in just under a year's time. We hope you like it, and we'll see you then. Thank you very much.
So there we have it. The announcement is over. We do now know some brand new information about Bond 24. First of all, the movie is called Spectre, and it's going to be starting its 7th-month shoot very soon. Visiting places including Tangiers, Mexico City, the Alps, and of course here in London. The car that James Bond will be driving is the car that they've designed themselves together, involving Aston Martin. Of course, it is the Aston Martin DB10, and I guess one of the most important facts is who is joining the cast. Joining the cast includes Léa Seydoux, Dave Bautista, Monica Bellucci, Andrew Scott, and Christoph Waltz. So that is all the brand new information Director Sam Mendes has gifted us today here at Pinewood Studios. For anything else, well, that'll be to come. The movie itself is released on November the 6th, 2015. Thank you for joining us today here at Pinewood Studios. Bye-bye.